fires before they reassess it again. So those are the issues that should be thrashed out now. Do they give him another long-term 2-year contract, or do they give him one to the end of the qualifiers? Because as it is now, I strongly believe that Keshi's position has been weakened by the 2 results, but that he had this one. But don't forget, it still boils down to the NFA. If there hadn't been this internal crisis and the fact that he was
sorted this out a long time ago. Okay, let me go to Twitter now and read some of your comments and see what you guys are saying. Ja_base at Duro Timi Daniel says the NFF should settle their issues before the match dates. I mean, it should even be long before the match dates, because March date is October 10, I think.
October 10.
We are playing one game in October 10. We are playing another game 4 days or 5 days after. So we should sort it out now. And Duro Timi Daniel says they should settle Keshi. This will boost the players psychologically. Okay. The way to go, that's coming from Deshola 77. James says the way to go to win 6 points is to get Coach Keshi, is to get Kelechi Iheanacho, Ike Uche, and get a replacement for Mikel. Mikel is not indispensable. Okay, that's what he's saying. That we should begin to look at other options. Femi Aluko says, let's sort out Keshi's contract, invite other players like Iheanacho, Lukman Haruna, Ike Uche, and we are good to go with planning. All right?
We have Facebook comments.
Okay, Facebook. Let's read a few comments on Facebook as well.
Uche Yakiwani says, for Nigeria to book a place in AFCON 2015, home-based Super Eagles players must be given a chance. Sheye Olale also said, it is a shame we are afraid to confront the elephant in the room. Part of the problems... Okay, it is a shame that we are afraid to confront the elephant in the room, particularly you journalists. You have a coach who has won only 2 games in the last 13, beating mighty Tahiti and Bosnia, yet people are saying his contract should be renewed, when indeed he should be refunding money for description of false goods.
Well, we should also understand that, I mean, putting that in perspective, he's won 2 games in the last how many?
In the last 13.
Now, but then you also remember that...
beating Tahiti and Bosnia.
You should also remember that he qualified Nigeria for the 2nd round of the World Cup, first time in 16 years. Yeah. I mean, you should put this in perspective. Exactly. You should put it in perspective. It depends on what those games were meant to achieve. This one from Stanley Otugeme. At Stanley Otugeme says, Keshi should muster the courage to invite Iheanacho, Ike Uche. And he says, what I saw of Osagona, that Rangers boy, against South Africa, gives me so much promise. And I think for me, that remains one of the strongest points of saving Keshi, getting hungry boys from the domestic league to always come out and bring something extra when you are in a tight corner like this.
Yeah, totally. I followed the camping period before the game against Congo, and the reports I got was that Osagona and one other foreign-based player were the standout players in that team. And it was shocking for me that he didn't play the first game against Congo. Maybe Keshi had his own tactics, but against South Africa, we also what he did. Is very impressive for a player to play for the first time with so much courage. Not getting intimidated by the foreign-based players. So I think he should be given more opportunities to exert himself. It's been a long time we had such gangling strikers, good in the air, good with both feet, and very quick. So we need to give such players opportunities to come into the team.
Let me read this one. Please tell Keshi, this is Ola Jide Ajagbe at Ola Ajagbe. Tell Keshi to replace Mikel with Kelechi Iheanacho in the Super Eagles. He won't regret it. This argument keeps popping up all the time, and I read a lot of former coaches of the Super Eagles say, look, Kelechi is not too young to come and start to feel the atmosphere in the Super Eagles camp.
They can invite Kelechi Iheanacho, but let us not start this debate.
Let us not kill him before he's
Mikel or whoever. Invite him.
Let him come and fight.
Let him feel the camp.
Let us remember something. This is something we said last week. Norway have capped a 15-year-old. They felt it was good enough. England has capped a 19-year-old. They felt it was good enough.
A 15-year-old has played for Nigeria before.
So what is wrong with bringing a talent, a 17, 18...
who is already scoring goals for Manchester City A team.
Whether he's scoring goals for Manchester
City... playing regularly with big boys.
The fact that he has the quality to deliver the goods on the given day.
Mikel even played as a 17-year-old, I think.
Yes.
In 2006, a friendly against Libya. His first cap for Nigeria.
Absolutely.
As a 16-year-old.
And in fact...
But the fact of the case is that we don't have any friendlies now. We are going straight into qualifying games.
I don't see any reason why...
And Keshi called Kelechi for the CHAN. Unfortunately, Kelechi didn't show up. Maybe that would have been an opportunity for us to see what Kelechi can bring to the party.
I think also part of the problems our coaches have is that fixated mindset. they
too young.
They put their mind on certain players, and they don't want to take risk. They are not flexible. So when things go wrong, you need to invite some players. Who knows? Kelechi can come and do so well. But the idea should not be coming to take over from Mikel, because Mikel, whether we like it or not, he has also paid his dues in the national team. I remember in 2006, his first game against Zimbabwe. I watched that game in Egypt. And
before then, he played a friendly against Libya.
Absolutely, and he did well.
So he was also one of the standout players at the last Nations Cup. But it's just that maybe he hasn't given as much as a lot of people feel that he should. And we should remember, Iheanacho and Mikel played two different roles.
All right, let's talk about what we have on the screen. Our girls are also getting ready. You're talking about the Super Eagles for the men. You have to talk about the Falcons for the girls. The African Women Championship starts in Namibia in October. October 11, and the girls open camp over the weekend. Onyi, you are keeping your eyes on this tournament. Hopefully, you will be in Namibia for the African Women Championship. Good news, a lot of the foreign-based players started coming to camp, and Coach Okon looks like he's ready to knock these guys to shape.
Yeah, I want to say it here that opening camp yesterday was not good news, because I followed the preparations of other teams.
They've been in camp a long time ago.
In fact, Bayana
been
crushed.
They've been playing friendly since April.
I think we are the last to go into camping. We are the last, so I think it's not good news. But the thing is that we learned that Osinacho Hale from the US they had their first training this evening, and we just hope that within the shortest possible time, these girls can be knocked into shape.
You look at it. Let's put this in perspective. You are saying that the Bayana have been training since April, and the Super Falcons are just open camping yesterday, and yet you honestly believe
we have to keep
by the law of averages that you
the Nigerian spirit. That's what we say. The Nigerian spirit.
My problem is if this thing now blows up in our face, we'll now start the typical pull him down.
No. But to put it in perspective, this Bayana that you talked about have a new coach who is trying to raise a new team. Our coach,
a Dutch coach.
Lady, that lady.
Is our team not a new team?
No. This coach has been working with the team for a long while, and they've been playing friendlies together for a long while before they decamped the other time. No, they played an international friendly before they decamped. So the coach already knows the team that he wants. It's not a case of trying. It's not a case of trying out new players.
That was like February?
No, the coach had wanted to start camping early, but you know what happens.
Funding and all of that.
And the crisis in the Nigerian Football Federation.
Okay, let's go talk about under 17 now. And let me start by talking about the results of games. First leg of the final round of matches played over the weekend. You know the story already. Gabon beat Nigeria 2-1. Nigeria scored first in that game. Gabon came from behind to score 2 goals. Nigeria ending the game with 10 men. The man who scored for us eventually got a red card in that game. Zambia beat Uganda 2-0. Cameroon lost at home 1-2 to Ghana. Mali beat Tunisia 2-0. Angola and Cote d'Ivoire ended it 1-1. South Africa 2-1 over Egypt. These are first leg results for the final round of games. And then, of course, the last game, 2 West African teams doing battle. Guinea 1-0 over Togo. And for us, it will be for Emmanuel Amunike and the boys to forget about what they went through before going to Libreville and come back in a fortnight to wrap things up, pick up maximum points, get their pound of flesh of Gabon, if they come.
Yeah, but
if they come, because they didn't want us to come because they said.
I think this should be a diplomatic issue, because when it happened between Sierra Leone and Cote d'Ivoire, the government of Ivory Coast intervened and told the elephants to play that game. So I think the government of Nigeria should also take this, because we should not set a bad precedent. There's
no problem with Nigeria hosting this game.
Yes, I know, but we should not let it lie low. What happened in Lomé was
tragic.
I mean,
was tragic. I mean, so there was a Nigerian national team to all that,
who had certificates of medical certificates of clients of being Ebola free. That's why I'm saying that we are not going to exact a pound of flesh. We are going to exact a ton of flesh from them, because this was nothing more than an international insult.
How are they going to do it? They have to come for the game.
I've always said the way that our African brothers treat us when we go outside, it leaves a lot to be desired. So maybe we should open a black book that once you treat a Nigerian national team poorly, you can be rest assured that you are not going to get the same, you are not going to get any kind of red carpet treatment. How could they, let us put it, what happened.
These are small under 17 boys.
You are not allowed to travel from Nigeria to Libreville because international air links between Nigeria and both Gabon had been suspended. This team now flew to Cotonou.
They traveled by road.
To take an Air Sky flight to Gabon. Air Sky is the official airline of Gabon. while the plane was in flight, they were told that they were diverted to Lome, Togo, because the plane said they had received communication